Welcome to the Pixelberry Choices podcast, and today we're going to be talking about chapter 4 of Crimes of Passion. And as before, like Wake the Dead, this was long due, so this is chapter 4. This was released last week, so we're going to be talking about this now. So, we have teamed up with the Dracovian exiled prince or princess Tristan, and now we are searching for the murderer of Sonja Dormer. And what seemed like it was a cult behind this murder because it was not a single person, it was well planned, some kind of sick ritual, which was what this whole murder was about. So now we saw in the last chapter that we need to get inside this fancy ball because all of the guests in that Calloway Museum that night and all the people who were in Sonja's contact, they were high class people. So we need to get in this party and get information out. We can't just bring them in for questioning, investigation, interrogation because that's not how things will go when we are dealing with the upper crust here. So we see we're going to some place to a fancy boutique somewhere in New York, and Tristan takes us there, and there we meet Marguerite, who is also a Dracovian, and you can guess that she is Tristan's sister, half sister apparently. And Tristan and her, they had a lot in common, and she and Tristan, they seemed really close to each other. And we get to learn a lot later because Marguerite will send Tristan away to bring something so that we can get a cloth, a special designer outfit for this ball. We can wear this to this ball. And the fun thing was we see some banters between them, but also Tristan tells or sort of asks Marguerite that if she can give 2 tickets to this ball, and she says what would she get out of this. So first of all, the murder mystery, we need to solve this. Tristan's sister Marguerite understands that, but also we need to fill in for her, and we need to do a job for Dracovia. So we need to get some cards, SD cards I guess, from this person, a woman who has a red flower hairpin. So we need to be on the lookout for them, besides doing all the digging on Sonja's murderer, anything fishy that turns up. And then after Margaret sends Tristan away on the lookout for some fabrics, I believe, we can spend some time with Marguerite, and we will also get a special diamond scene where we will spend exclusive time with Marguerite, and we will learn details about how Tristan was expelled. I mean, we will not learn the whole thing, but we will know like there was someone close to Tristan and something happened. She doesn't believe. Marguerite doesn't believe that it was Tristan who did this, but the blame was shifted to Tristan, the family. The father, Tristan's father, doesn't believe it for a second. Tristan's father would die before believing that Tristan killed her. Tristan had to do something with this, but they needed a scapegoat, so they put the blame on Tristan, and the rest is history. That's how she was exiled, or he was exiled, Tristan. So we learned some details about that and some more. So it was quite an interesting time with Marguerite, and I was going through some posts. A lot of people really like Margaret. They were saying, Margaret should have been a love interest, just like a lot of people said Luke or, Ruby. A lot of people wanted them as a love interest too. So, but little did the people know that there was another character appearing at the end of this chapter who a lot of people have been asking to be a love interest for a long time. We'll get to that later. So that was pretty good twist. Although I kind of knew what would happen, but you get the feeling. Then what happens is Tristan comes in and learns that Margaret sent her on a run for nothing. So it was just to, Margaret wanted to sort of give us a new dress and just, to keep Tristan away so we can just talk. So some sweet moments there. And then we can wear our outfit in this special diamond scene, and we will shock Tristan. And Tristan's outfit will also be amazing for this gala. and then Ruby and Luke, they would have teamed up, and they'll be in a van outside this gala, I guess. And we'll go inside. We'll see all the monitors, and they'll give us a special earbud. Like, you can plug it in your ear, and you will have a connection with Ruby and Luke, and they will give you information as to who are the suspects and how can we reach them. That's up to us, how we're going to target them, but who were on Sanjay's contact list, what they do, how they look like. So all this information, all the helps would get to that earplug that we are going to put on. And then we step inside. We also see that how Luke doesn't like this rich people and all their mumbo jumbos here. And then we go inside, and it's a Lavish Ball. So first we see, like, we try to enjoy with Tristan, but then we also meet some guests. The first one was Ruth, who, to be honest, seemed to me like the Robin sprite from TNA. You know what I'm talking about. And then we see some other people who have probably organized this. We talk to them, and we try to get information, like who was talking about the Sanjay's death and who is more invested in that. But nothing fishy sort of comes up, except one girl, Bethany, who seems to be an actress, and she was behaving really weirdly. But after some time, we saw her hooking up with the mayor privately. So this was pretty interesting there. And then we talk with some other dudes, some other contacts that, So we sort of go through all of Sanjay's contacts, and none of them were the suspects. So we are bailing everyone out. So we're, checking out everyone, and they're not the killer of Sanjay. We don't think so. So there was a Nick guy who is a crime writer, so writes fictional stories about crime, criminal mind. So we thought maybe it would be him. He's a lot of things, but he's not a killer probably. And then the final one was the mayor, and for that, so we need to get closer to the mayor. We see the mayor was dancing with his wife, but the mayor was really not a good guy, because he was just hooking up with someone else, and now his wife seems to know that too, and there's some weird chemistry going on between them. So if we choose this dancing scene with Tristan, then we will get to share an intimate dance moment with Tristan. But not only that, we'll also get closer to the mayor, and we'll sort of eavesdrop on what they're talking about. So we'll hear some heated conversation, and the proof that on the day of murder, the mayor wasn't present at the crime spot. Same for the Nick guy and some other people who we checked off our suspect list. So this was kind of getting there. We also kind of flirt with Tristan. I mean, we have three options when Tristan says that we can do this sometime again, the dancing thing, and this whole Lavish Ball or gala thing. So, here you're given actual choice of whether you want to be flirty or just keep it simple or keep it professional. So, it's a single love interest book that has a really good play system. You know what I mean? Because it's not like the love interest is forced on your face. Like, you have to kiss them, you have to be flirty. So that's what I like, because in a single love interest book, maybe some folks don't like, the character can happen. So, you get what you are playing for, I guess. So that's a pretty good thing in this book that I saw. And then what happens is we saw someone bumping with Tristan, someone bumping into Tristan forcefully, and then immediately there was a note in Tristan's pocket. We read it. Someone is asking us to go to the Rockefeller room, I guess, and it was about Sanjay's death, Sanjay's murder, I should say. So we were pretty shaken up by that, and Tristan hurries up to keep up with the person where that person went. We don't know if it was a girl or a male, but we tried to follow that person from where to where he went, but we sort of started losing him. And meanwhile, someone was pressing a knife to her back, as far as I remember, and we turn back and we see, if you guys haven't played, haven't gone through or haven't played the Royal Romance or the whole Royal series, you wouldn't know her. It's Olivia, you know, because before something I missed before, it was before we came to this gala, and that's why I think I was holding on to it, to be honest. Tristan told us to take a name, so we were basically not just a plus one to Tristan, but one of the royalty. So a fake royalty name we assume, and I think we were from Cordonia or something, or we get to name the place where we're from. So I named mine Cordonia or something. So then we assume a fake name, cousin, and I think we tried to make it fake, but it was maybe someone who had something with, or at least on whom this Olivia has a grudge or some serious beef. So the Olivia thinks that we are this supposed person who we faked our identity as. So we faked our identity as this person, and Olivia doesn't seem to be on good term with this person. So this person is a real person. We thought it was gonna be a fake person, but now we're trapped. What's gonna happen? I'm pretty sure Olivia's not gonna kill us because I think she's just playing a cameo like Maxwell in Queen Bee. But we will see what happens in the later chapters. Chapter 5. I will I will definitely review this week, chapter 5. And let me know in the comments your choice, your thoughts and opinions. Crimes of Passion, the mystery is there. It's going good so far. The pace, I would say, is a little slow. Stuff are happening, but last chapter, the chapter before last chapter, when we got Bird, remember? There's a lot of chasing, a little bit more action, but it was not like super action fueled like the first two chapters, how it started, right? It started off banger, with a banger, like a murder taking place and going deep inside the criminal's mind. That's how the chapter 2 ended. The whole cult thing, offering the heart and more coming, that person said. So chapter 3 and chapter 4 specifically, yeah, we tried to dig up information, but it seemed like the pace was not there for me. But yeah, the mystery is still really intriguing. Let's see what chapter 5 in store for us. I will definitely review that. Until then, peace out.